Yeah. What up, weirdos? It's your boy Raindrop, Rain Dog, Rain Drizzle, and my co-host, co-captain, Cole, Conspirator, Uncle Juju.
What is up, babies?
How's everybody doing? Welcome back to BXTV, aka Back from Hell, your Spotify and YouTube podcast where you didn't know everything you needed to know. And if you want to be clear on something real quick, if you really want to be up to date on all the pods, subscribe on YouTube, because Spotify has changed the way I have to upload things, and until I figure something out, like a new program, we're gonna be mainly uploading everything to YouTube for the moment. So I'm doing pods here and there on Spotify that I think are a good fit for Spotify. So like the most recent one is on there and stuff like that. All the Justice League ones are getting uploaded to there. Like I'm keeping stuff that we're doing in order. But yeah, welcome. This is the Daredevil Born Again pod.
Yes. Finally, we've been talking about doing this since the show was announced.
Here we go. Now they can hear you. My bad. I had you muted, dude.
Oh,
my bad.
That's fine. We're doing the Daredevil Born Again pod, which we have been talking about doing this one since the show was announced. Actually,
yeah, we actually talked about the first 2 episodes on Twitch. Twitch. Which is the same username, BrainDeadXTV, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Fridays and Saturdays. Live. Oh, wait. Usually a little late, sorry.
Depends on what's going on. But this week's episode is called The Hollow of His Hand. It was directed by Michael Cuesta, and it was written by Jill Blankenship.
Yeah, dude.
I liked the first 2 episodes, but this one hit home for me in a very real way.
And I want to say something. There was a few people online who were like, "This one was way too Law and Order feeling," and I was like, "Hold up." They gave us broken bones and death for the first 2 episode.
Yeah.
And then they do one courtroom episode, and it's not even courtroom the whole time. And let's go ahead and give him his flowers on the fact that like Matt Murdock like ran that courtroom like better than most TV lawyers do. Like he really sold the like defense lawyer like the younger on his high of like being a lawyer like Matt Murdock, and like he really sold that. If you don't know what we're talking about, basically this episode involves White Tiger, aka Juju.
Amala, I think his name was Hector Ayala, who was played by Camar de los Reyes. Rest in peace.
Yes,
fucking brilliant performance.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta say the highlight for me was that first 10-minute soliloquy of the episode where he's talking about being in Puerto Rico and what it is to be Puerto Rican, and like,
well, everybody doesn't know is Juju's half Puerto Rican, half Italian. In case you're new here, Juju is very much like. And I knew when I watched this, because I know White Tiger was created by George Perez, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I knew like he was a Puerto Rican superhero, and like I knew like as soon as this came up, you were gonna go crazy, because back on Twitch you did the White Tiger book, and like you brought him up a few times, and I was like, this is gonna be Juju shit. But basically, if you don't know what happens, quick rundown. The guy who is White Tiger, he runs into 2 cops beating up a informant on the subway station. And White Tiger's out of costume. He's in civilian gear. And basically defends this guy from the 2 cops. The guy runs away, and the 2 cops have Punisher tattoos tattooed on them, by the way. And when the train comes by, this one cop comes at him to try and like push him into it, and he moves out of the way, and the guy basically like gets pushed into the train kinda and dies. And they arrest him and like are saying he killed a cop on like no self-defense and all this shit, that and the third, and Matt Murdock gets word and defends him. So that is the premise of the episode. So there's a lot to unpack. I mean like how does him being White Tiger come into play, you know, like what do they do with it?
Yes.
You know, and
they also have a really good like discourse on what it means to be a hero. Is it that like the person who dons the mask risks his life every night to make sure that his community's safe? Is that a hero? Or is it the people who work at the police within the system to try and beat criminals who also put their life on the line? And I liked how they mentioned that, because a lot of people in this show, they kind of play it like all cops are kind of assholes, but you don't really stop and think that like at least a little bit of the force, hi Tony, is out there trying to do good, you know? So it's like that whole thing of like, what is a hero to one person is a vigilante to the other, and what is a cop to another person is a criminal, you know, just the way that they played that off. I thought it was genius.
100%. I mean, the whole courtroom between Matt and the fancy lawyer,
the prostitute,
I mean, it was golden, you know. They're like, so like I said, I saw people online complaining that it was too Law and Ordery, and I was like, dude, I thought that shit was fire.
I thought it was perfect. I thought it was the perfect amount. Like, and considering that, like, I feel like they're gonna do like at least one or two Law and Ordery episodes in between action, violence, and mayhem.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, I do know that they're doing it. The way they're dropping the episodes, it was 2 for the first 2 dropped, and then I believe the 5th and the 6th, or the 6th and the 7th, are going to be dropped at the same time. They're doing 2 episodes at a time in the middle of the season, and then they're going to do 1 for the finale or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool that they're gonna just like, yo, here you go, in the middle of the season, just like just 2
episodes. And again, I think that's a genius way of releasing it, because it's like, you know, 1 and 2, I watched them back to back like a movie, and it felt like a movie. So I think going forward, they're doing a great job. There's no denying that this may be the best show on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, no, well, it definitely is. It is. It's 100% the best thing on Disney Plus right now. I mean, it was the best thing that Netflix made Marvel-wise as well. So I'm not surprised that this is. But to get back to White Tiger, if you guys aren't hip, he is a Puerto Rican superhero and the first Latino superhero created by Marvel. And his first appearance was as like White Tiger with Deadly Hands of Kung Fu 1975.
Yes.
And his second appearance was Deadly Hands of Kung Fu number 20. And thought, in case anybody cared, he's been around for a while, you know, and they're just now using him. And I mean, they used him well. I mean, rest in peace. I mean, they couldn't.
Yeah.
I think that's why he was cut so short, probably, is because he was fighting cancer. I mean, that's my best guess. I read online like he did not look well while he was filming it, or didn't feel well or whatever. So, but I mean, shout out him, man. He pushed through and gave a performance of the lifetime. Like,
yes. Oh yeah, I would put him up there with like Raul Julia.
okay.
In that when he put his character, like, he did very few movies because of how short his life was, but whatever he did, he put 100% into it, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, every now and again, Puerto Rico puts up a good guy, and they're there briefly, and then they either die or have an accident or like.
Yeah, no,
but every now and again, one of us, you know, breaks through, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in this episode,
Yeah.
though, outside of
Oh,
just that. I mean,
yes.
Fisk is dealing with the whole tropes with his wife and all that
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Which I I had the funniest, like, when watching that scene with him and his wife going into the marriage counselor. I had the funniest vision in my head of Fisk, his wife, and fucking Tony Soprano sitting in the same waiting room, because they're in New York, right? And lo and behold, Gandolfini's son is the assistant to Wilson Fisk.
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, all right.
Yeah, true.
There's some layover of the Sopranos with him. I
Well,
like it.
that guy's also comic book derived or whatever.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So yeah, he's somebody to watch out for, definitely. But yeah, I mean, so we got dirty cops using Punisher logos as tattoos. I mean, in the courtroom they show a couple cops and like they have neck tats with the Punisher logo and like some weird version of it. I mean, I don't know, dude. I do not think Frank is going to be happy about this. Like,
I don't think so either.
Especially, I think low key think Fisk is behind the whole Punisher logo dirty cop thing. Like, I could be wrong. I do know there's a comic book storyline where the cops were using logo and like and all that shit. So like they're pulling this shit from like sources.
And also in that very weird art imitating life, imitating art, meta kind of way, because of like how many douchebag cops you get pulled over, you see they have like a Punisher logo somewhere on their person, and it's just like, oh, okay, you don't understand comic books at all.
No, you've never read a Punisher book in your life. But no, yeah. So spoiler alert. They go to court and he basically tells everybody that Matt Murdock reveals to everybody that he's White Tiger as like a last resort because their witness got turned by the cops, like scared. And so he pulls out the mask and after they agreed not to use it in court, the judge was pissed, but ended up working in their favor because the verdict was not guilty. But not good. But you know, he just had to put on the suit again.
Yeah.
And go out. And sure enough, somebody wearing a Punisher vest shoots him in the head. Kills him.
That was so rough to watch.
It was.
I cried. I legitimately cried during this episode. Like, I'm just like, damn it, man. Like, we can't catch a break. Like,
well, I mean, like we talked about before, there's in the book when he died. He got killed by like a group of police and like died in Daredevil's arms. So I mean, he got shot by a bunch of police. So I mean, some dirty cop killing him is kind of like accurate. So I mean. But I have some theories. I mean, like, his daughter and wife were in the courtroom when they were talking about who is White Tiger, how he's White Tiger, what he does for the community and everybody, and what the cops actually said about him in reports saying he was, like, helpful and, like, helping them catch people and shit. Because I know in the comic books, his daughter, Ava, Alia or whatever,
Ayala.
Yeah, whatever her name is. She in Avengers Academy issue number 20 where she first appeared. White Tiger. So I mean
that folks.
Yeah. So I mean, could she possibly grow up and become White Tiger? I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
Like, she was in the courtroom. She knows what White Tiger is. She knows her dad was White Tiger. And then she's going to find out her dad got killed by a cop, which, I mean, I don't think becoming White Tiger is probably the smartest idea after it got your dad shot in the head. But
maybe having the powers would help a little bit, you know.
Yeah, but no, I agree. It was very sad. It was heartbreaking when he got
Yeah.
shot. I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like
Oh, and
that's
like
almost worse than Foggy, honestly, because like
yeah,
at least he got fleshed out for 4 seasons.
like it was heartbreaking to me because it was like they put in all the effort to make sure that like this dude made it, and then Fisk still had his way because he was like, "We're gonna solve this problem." Like, he was watching the TV and like
Oh yeah,
you just and it was so funny because he's talking to his wife earlier about how like we gotta rise above the pettiness and we gotta rise above like killing
this
people for business and
and
stuff,
then
and
he
it's like
goes,
no, you're still back to your petty ass ways.
"Yeah,
Like
you're definitely doing some fucked up shit as the mayor, my boy." Like,
yeah,
I mean, this is off topic, but in the 4th season of Banshee, that show I've told you about, the
yeah,
one where the guy who's playing Sinestro is like
yes,
got his start for the most part. He becomes mayor of the 4th season, and
oh,
and Hood, the guy who played the sheriff, he left for like a year and a half. He comes back and he's like, "How the fuck did you become mayor?" And he says, "I ran unopposed." He goes, "About what I
yeah,
yeah,
that's yep.
that's the only way you would become mayor." And it's like, hey, yo, this is shit like Fisk. Like, who's gonna like try and like take Fisk out of office? Let's be real. Like, only
Oh, and
Matt.
that there's some fucking like old school gangster fuckery going on, like Joe Kennedy buying off the unions.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there was just no way anybody legitimate was gonna win.
A shot. And I mean, I don't know, man. I think
Oh,
what?
real quick, I loved the people on the street segments that they had
Yeah,
like
by
sprinkled throughout.
fuck. What was the name of that news chick? What was her name? BB or something
I
like
think
that?
so. Yeah. And I loved the old guy, the old Puerto Rican guy. I'm sorry. Yeah, the
Yeah.
old Puerto Rican guy is like, I want him to get a fair trial. He's not going to get one, but I want him to.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, no, they're breaking out some new things that I like about
Yes.
Daredevil Born Again, like things that they didn't do or try in a Netflix show that I think is
Yeah.
landing and working very well.
Yes. Oh my
I
God. Yes.
I definitely think between this coming out and Invincible just ending, like, and uh Creature Commandos being not that
Yeah.
long ago, we've been eating with shows recently. But I think
Oh,
Daredevil might take the cake for real. I think they're building to
yes.
something
Um,
extremely like just insane.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I'll put that on there too.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
like,
I did
that
forget to
was,
mention that one. That
yeah.
was very good too. I can't wait for season 2 of that show.
I mean, it just kind of flies in the face of a lot of the bullshit criticism that gets leveled at Marvel and Disney nowadays. Because I'm like, they're throwing out quality product. It's just you guys are being assholes and not giving it a fair shake. Like Skeleton Crew was fucking genius, and
Well,
I personally would like,
I saw
you
people
know,
say they like that though. I mean,
yeah,
I think what you're forgetting though, Skeleton Crew is a terrible example because a lot of what Star Wars has been putting out has been dog shit.
oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like the criticism. I'm saying like now they've kind of gotten their shit together. So it's like now we're getting all the good shows, but there's still this level of bad faith
Which
between
is
Disney and which is earned, but
I don't think it really happened with your neighborhood friendly Spider-Man though. I feel like
no,
I feel like,
no.
people showed out for that. I do feel uh like once again Skeleton Crew, people don't have bad faith in Disney, bro. I'm sorry to break this to you. People have bad faith in Star Wars,
Yeah,
like Disney Star Wars, like
yeah,
because no offense, they have missed more times with Star Wars recently than they have landed. Like
Yeah.
Marvel misstepped with like Captain Marvel and shit here and there, but it was not nearly as
Not nearly as
repetitive and as bad. Captain Marvel is 3 times better than any bad Star Wars project, to be honest.
No, you're right.
Because
I'm telling you, you're right.
yeah, and I'm not taking away from Skeleton Crew. I'm just saying like it's hard for you to separate this hate because you're fans of both of the lore, like of the franchises, and I'm more when it comes to Disney. You know me, I'm more like, oh, Marvel. Like I don't really dive unless it's like an animated movie that's like. And then even then, I don't even really dive into them as much as I do other animated, like, you know, like people who did like Monster House and shit. Like I prefer their animated movies and stuff. Or like, but as somebody who's not as involved in like all the Disney, because you have kids and like you've always been kind of a Disney guy, and the Star Wars. It's just like it's so much easier for me to be like, no, bro, like this is a Star Wars face problem. Like, like everybody on every other fandom in the Disney world is like become okay and like reassured. You guys are over here scraping clawing teeth, fucking being like, yo, give us something good to. And that's why Skeleton Crew is so dangerous because it's like, will the next show be as good?
Yeah. But it's also like at least they're trying to make a turning point. Like, so I'm saying like give Disney Plus its due credit because the shit that they're putting out is phenomenal, regardless of like what fandom.
I mean between even let's take away from Daredevil for a minute.
Yeah.
Fucking Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey got a second season, which I still need to finish. That's a Hulu like original, but if you have Disney, it's promoted on Disney Plus as a Hulu show because it's a Marvel show, so it's just too adult and violent to be like a Disney original, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, I agree with you. Disney Plus, like, they really got something going. Like X-Men 97, for example, fucking that was pure bliss. You know, like, I mean,
God, like,
you know the guy who like worked on the original X-Men like 96 or whatever. He was the first person to introduce Black Panther into cartoon.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear that. Meredith kept calling me, and it's on my Bluetooth thing. So, what was that?
The guy who worked on was like one of the creators of X-Men, like the original animated series. He was the first guy to introduce Black Panther into animation. Like
nice.
Like he was the first. Yeah, he was like, we should bring Black Panther. Like, I can't remember his name. I saw it on an Instagram post, and I was like, what the fuck does this not get talked about more? Like, without this is like the first. You can't get to live action without being a cartoon first, usually. Yeah. So, you know, it's like, isn't that the stepping stone of superheroes? Like,
that's the testing ground. I mean, like, shit, even Superman, like, as soon as Superman got popular, immediately there was an animated show and a radio drama, and then 30 years later, a live action movie because studios didn't have faith in superhero movies, you know?
Nah. I mean, even the movie we're reviewing this weekend is proof that 2010 didn't have faith in superhero movies because The Losers is based off of like a Black Label or Vertigo book or some fucking shit. And it's like they wanted to do a DC superhero movie but didn't want to do a superhero movie, you know? Like, and that's why Daredevil's
is nuts because like at that time like Christopher Nolan's Batman was like huge.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking I think Losers might have been a little earlier than 2010 maybe. I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
The Losers movie. 2010. No, I'm right.
Yeah. Holy shit! I was young. I was 20 years old when that movie came out.
I'm kind of excited because I really do enjoy Zoe Saldana, Idris Elba, yeah,
Yes.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Chris Evans. Like
Those are like top four best actors in Hollywood right now.
yeah, I'm like, this is from 2010, and like, I mean, it got a 47 on Rotten Tomato and a 6.2,
Yeah.
so that's good enough for me to watch it. That's enough of a. That's like in the range of like this might be actually good. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. But real quick to finish up the Daredevil part, and we can start talking about other shit. I really think everybody should watch it. That's pretty much all I want to say.
Yeah. No, this is a solid 10. For all three.
Yes, sir. It definitely is, and I like that it comes on at 9 on Tuesdays. Like,
yeah.
So I don't watch it at 9, but like as soon as my parents go to bed, and like usually around midnight is when I get to the TV. They go to bed a little earlier than that, but I get to the TV around midnight, and I'm like, now it's Daredevil time.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I definitely enjoyed the fact that it's midweek because I can talk about it earlier.
Yeah, no, for surely. Gives you something to look forward to early in the week too.
Yeah.
It's like Monday isn't so bad anymore because the next day is Daredevil night. So it's just like Daredevil Tuesdays are a thing now, like.
And I was talking to one of my coworkers because he also loves like nerd shit too. And it was like he was like, it's weird. I don't like that they're doing it like one episode like in segments. And I'm like, listen, what they're trying to do is do event television again. Where were you on Tuesday night? I was at 9 p.m. I was at home watching Daredevil. Where were you when Roots came out? I was in a bar, because they were the only the only place that watched it.
If you think about it, it makes people talk about it longer.
Yes.
If you put it all out at once, everybody watches it in one weekend, and that's it. That's like that's the hype of it, and then release it week by week. You have everybody week to week tweeting, threading, Instagram, YouTube. Get us,
talking about it, and like you don't have that annoying thing of like it came out on Sunday and then on Monday there are spoilers immediately.
Wow, I've seen people being, at least on threads, people have been terrible about spoilers. Whole bars on that shit. Talking like as soon as play by plays of like on, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, you didn't even wait a day? That's crazy.
Hang on. Tony, what is it? It'll come up.
TJ, if you need to go, we're pretty much at the end of Daredevil.
No, he's trying to watch Spider-Man.
Which one?
Which Spider-Man you want to watch? You want to watch Neighborhood? Okay, yeah, you can watch that one. Just hit the middle button. I guess we're watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
At 12:30 a.m. Yeah. Go to fuck to bed, Tony.
I don't give a shit,
Yeah, it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see what they already put on Netflix? It's already out on Netflix. It must be bad. It was as fast as Madam Web got put up.
Kraven the Hunter. I saw that on Amazon Prime when we were looking up reviews, and I was like, as tempted as I am to say, I saw watch this.
I think we need to at some point. We have to talk about Kraven at some point. I was like, yo, I'm kind of tempted. I kind of rather watch The Losers though, because I have a feeling I might actually like that movie.
Yeah.
You
As
know,
opposed to like, oh my fucking god, this is to me. It's gonna be a Morbius part two.
I just heard it's
Like,
boring. I just heard it's boring,
yeah,
dude. And like, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And Madam Web is not the worst movie ever. It just suffers from really shitty writing.
yeah.
And
I'll
like
have to agree with
jam
you on that.
packed full of people you don't need. We didn't get a second one to really flesh them out like they thought they were. Like,
Yeah.
you
Like,
know, man.
God, dude.
I watched Madam Web so nobody else had to.
Yeah. Hey, I watched Morbius, so nobody else had to. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, man. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, what
fucking.
a shit show. Ugh.
Yeah,
Never.
he's in the He-Man movie as Skeletor.
I heard, and mm, I miffed, but like I'm still gonna see it. As much as
Yeah,
I hate
cause
Leto.
well, I know Idris Elba plays Man at Arms.
Yes, that's gonna be tight.
Yeah,
That is
dude.
gonna be sick. And
Fucking
I looked it up. The guy who plays he's gonna play He-Man. He's like some European actor. I'm like, all
oh
right, they're giving a like a relatively they're pulling an Arnold, or a
yeah,
Dolph
yeah.
Lundgren,
I
like
get the
okay,
point.
cool.
All right, I'm with it. I'm with it. Fucking yeah. Do you know who's making it?
I do not. Not off the top of my head. I'd
Who's
have to look it up.
making the live action Motu movie? No, not fucking Wheels. The upcoming live action Masters of the Universe movie starring Nicholas Galazine as He-Man is being directed by Travis Knight and Chris Butler, with Amazon MGM Studios and
Yeah.
Mattel Films producing.
Can you turn it down a little bit, please?
I mean, this could be good, dude.
I don't know who the director is, but I mean, shit. If Amazon Prime and MGM are on board, I'm sold. You
Yeah,
know?
so I mean, whatever, dude. Sign me up. I'll watch it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Fucking GG, got
I
anything
want.
else?
Yeah. That whole shit about the koki. They're these little frogs that are indigenous to Puerto Rico. They're about the size of a quarter, full grown. I shit you not. They're really tiny.
Yeah.
Um, they do mate for life and they do sing every night, and
Okay.
that is a true like authentic piece of Puerto Rican history, like culture.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Love that.
thank you, Daredevil. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Putting on for the people, dude. Putting
The
on.
true 51st state. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying. I don't know if that's a great thing or not, but either way, make sure you're watching Daredevil. Make sure you watch our live podcast every Friday and Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch at BrainDeadXTV. BrainDeadXTV. Yeah, and remember, never offended, always recommended, and have a good night. Peace.